Michael Landon's life was a striking balance of public adoration and private complexity. To millions, he was the quintessential symbol of family, morality, and emotional warmth through shows like Bonanza and Little House on the Prairie. Yet, behind the smiling face and steady demeanor, Landon carried the weight of personal trauma, professional pressure, and a relentless drive for control. His childhood experiences, early struggles, and career decisions reveal a man shaped by loss, rejection, and the need for self-reliance. The public often only glimpsed his achievements and charm, not the inner fractures or the persistent fear of failure. Understanding Landon's life requires looking beyond the screen and exploring the experiences, relationships, and choices that molded his identity, creative vision, and the heavy price of becoming a pillar of American television. Childhood shadows and early insecurity. Michael Landon was born Eugene Maurice Owitz in 1936, in a household marked by tension and instability. His father, Eli, lacked authority and struggled professionally, leaving Landon without a model for strength or protection. His mother, Peggy, carried bitterness from a stalled stage career, and her controlling tendencies created a home environment full of unpredictability and subtle humiliation. Landon learned early to retreat inward, developing silence and imagination as coping tools. These formative years fostered a quiet anger and compressed energy, laying the groundwork for his need for control later in life. Being bullied and overlooked reinforced a sense of vulnerability, which he began to counteract by constructing a version of himself that was independent, disciplined, and self-reliant. These experiences seeded the duality that would define his life: the calm, reliable public persona and the private inner tension that would follow him into adulthood. Athletic discipline as escape. In the chaos of his childhood, sports became Landon's refuge. Javelin throwing offered structure, clear rules, and tangible results, distance rather than emotion-measured success. This athletic focus became a channel for his inner energy, allowing him to experience mastery in a world where he had little control. It also earned him an athletic scholarship to the University of Southern California, providing validation and an opportunity to escape the instability of his home life. However, USC introduced a new form of social pressure, including refined bullying and intense competition. A severe injury abruptly ended his athletic ambitions, leaving a profound sense of loss. The experience reinforced a lesson he would carry throughout his life. Control and persistence are essential, but circumstances can unexpectedly disrupt even the most disciplined efforts. This early confrontation with fragility prepared him for the resilience required in Hollywood. Entering Hollywood. From chance to choice. After leaving USC, Landon navigated menial jobs with pragmatic endurance, working in factories and babysitting while maintaining a focus on survival. Acting entered his life almost by accident when he accompanied a co-worker to an audition. In that moment, he discovered the liberating ability to control the present, to exist without fear, and to shape his identity through performance. He worked at a gas station near Warner Brothers to stay close to opportunity and began formal acting training, relying on persistence and discipline rather than privilege or connections. Changing his name to Michael Landon symbolized a deliberate severing from childhood insecurities. Early small roles, including I Was a Teenage Werewolf, allowed him to channel inner tension into his performances, demonstrating a capacity for emotional depth and control that would define his future career. Hollywood was no longer a fantasy, but a deliberate arena for self-reinvention. Breakthrough with Bonanza. In 1959, Michael Landon's career skyrocketed when he landed the role of Little Joe Cartwright on Bonanza. The character resonated deeply with audiences. Youthful, passionate, and morally grounded without overt lecturing. Landon infused the role with his own inner energy, offering a sense of authenticity shaped by his early struggles. Bonanza became a defining part of American television, running for 431 episodes and cementing his place in living rooms nationwide. Yet this period also coincided with personal losses, including his father's death, which thrust additional responsibilities onto Landon while he maintained an unbroken work ethic. Success and family obligation intensified his drive to control outcomes both on and off screen, foreshadowing patterns of perfectionism and pressure. His fame was matched by private tension, highlighting the contrast between the reliable, moral image audiences adored and the relentless inner demands that shaped his work and life, expanding creative authority. By the late 1960s, Landon moved beyond acting into writing and directing, seeking to control the full trajectory of his projects. This approach reflected both ambition and an instinctive response to past instability. Failing in public was unacceptable when so many depended on him. He scrutinized scripts, scenes, and performances with rigor, generating tension with colleagues while producing consistent quality. The sudden death of co-star Dan Blocker in 1972 further highlighted the fragility of his professional world and the weight of responsibility he carried. Through this period, Landon demonstrated the duality that defined his life. Outward humor and warmth contrasted with internal obsession and pressure. His drive for control ensured the show's success, but it also reinforced personal isolation and a relentless need to protect the image of stability he projected to audiences. Little House on the Prairie, Control and Legacy. Little House on the Prairie represented the peak of Landon's creative authority. He was not only the face of the series but also executive producer, writer, and director for the majority of episodes. He balanced nurturing cast relationships with strict oversight, creating both warmth and discipline on set. Landon's moral compass guided storytelling, ensuring consistent themes of family, integrity, and resilience. The series' 9 seasons, international syndication, and massive viewership demonstrated his skill in crafting enduring narratives. Behind the scenes, however, the pressures of complete control mirrored early life lessons. Success demanded vigilance, persistence, and the suppression of personal vulnerability. Landon's authority allowed him to shape the series on his terms, reflecting both professional mastery and the psychological need to manage uncertainty. Little House became a reflection of his internal and external worlds, blending care, control, and creative vision, personal life, early marriages, and family dynamics. Landon's personal life mirrored his professional complexities. His first marriage to Dodie Levy-Fraser provided early stability, but differences in age, life stage, and ambition created imbalances. They adopted 2 children, building a family on terms distinct from his turbulent upbringing. As Landon's career accelerated, domestic life and professional demands diverged, highlighting the difficulty of balancing fame with family. His second marriage to Marjorie Lynn Noel coincided with Bonanza's peak, producing 4 children and a bustling household. Despite outward appearances, Landon's obsessive need for control and constant career demands created emotional distance. Marjorie carried most of the domestic responsibility, reflecting the tension between Landon's public persona and private limitations. Both marriages illustrate recurring patterns in Landon's life: the desire for family as a safe space, and the struggle to reconcile personal connection with ambition and work pressures. Facing mortality and legacy. Landon's final years, marked by Highway to Heaven and his battle with pancreatic cancer, revealed a man both aware of his mortality and committed to his moral and creative principles. Even facing death, he exhibited composure, reflecting the survival instincts cultivated from childhood. His career choices, including structuring endings and narratives intentionally, demonstrated an enduring commitment to integrity and narrative control. Landon's legacy is a fusion of achievement and vulnerability. He created stories that comforted and inspired millions, yet his personal life remained marked by unresolved tension and profound loss. By confronting mortality with clarity and acceptance, he allowed the public a glimpse of the resilience, discipline, and inner conflict that had shaped a life devoted to storytelling and emotional impact. Conclusion. The Man Beyond the Image. Michael Landon's life is a story of contrasts: success and sacrifice, warmth and pressure, public heroism and private struggle. He became a national icon through talent, discipline, and unwavering commitment to moral storytelling. Yet his personal journey reflected the deep scars of early instability, loss, and unrelenting ambition. Understanding Landon requires seeing both halves: the beloved figure in living rooms across America and the individual who navigated grief, failure, and relentless self-expectation. His enduring impact stems not only from the characters he played or the series he created, but also from the humanity embedded in his choices and the resilience cultivated through a lifetime of challenge. Landon's story is a testament to the complexity of human identity, the weight of creative authority, and the cost of leaving a lasting legacy.